the Epstein client list, and Elon Musk's third party, the America Party. A lot of big news going on, a lot of people talking about that, and I figured, why not? Why not? What is up, guys? It is Tuesday, July 8th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 907,284. TikTok next block. And I was going to talk about this a little bit on the Bitcoin live stream I do Monday through Friday. But I know how people are about that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what, let me make a separate video and do my own little research about it. And and I'll talk about it on a separate video. Real quick, for those of you that don't know, my name is, if you're new here, my name is Jerry. My channel is called Jerry Loves Freedom. And what I focus on, and I'll say this real quick, then I'll get into what I'm getting into, is I focus on Bitcoin a lot. I do a Bitcoin live stream every day, and I give out free Bitcoin. And I go from about 7 p.m. Eastern till about 10 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I'm trying to shorten that up to 2 hours, but I may go 3 hours, I don't know. And then I talk about different subjects and stuff like that, about freedom and all that. But it's basically a Bitcoin-centric channel. But I am a patriot. I love my country. And my values are God, my family, country, and then Bitcoin, in that order. But I do talk about Bitcoin a lot because it's just a new thing that'll get us freedom. And we're going through a paradigm shift right now. But in 2024, especially late 2024, during the summer and down, I decided to campaign for Donald Trump and put aside some of my Bitcoin stuff. And I still was stacking Bitcoin, but I am a America First patriot. I used to be a Democrat all the way until about 2010 and a half, about a year and a half into Barack Obama's presidency, excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. And but then I woke up from the Democrat plantation. I didn't become a Republican. I was like a non-political person, but I thought maybe I could have been a libertarian or something like that. I didn't vote for Trump the first time in 2016, mistakenly. I voted for Jill Stein, the Green Party, because I couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. So I decided to vote for her to thwart Hillary Clinton, even though I was living in New York State at the time. I'm in Las Vegas right now. But and then obviously in 2020 I voted for Trump, and in 2024 I voted for Trump. And in those campaign months, and I was campaigning for Trump, I would talk about a lot of things, right? I would talk about closing the border, crime, and all the stuff, the talking points. But the thing I mostly did not talk about, or the thing I didn't really touch, was the Epstein client list. I don't think that was a very popular thing that Trump needed to run on. But a lot of conservatives, MAGA people, wanted that list to come out. Now, I am a fan of Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, and also Dan Bongino. I love all three of them. But here's the problem. Here's how I see it. So, for those of you that don't know, or you living under a rock, the Epstein client list, they're basically saying that there's no one, not on the list, but no one on there that there's enough evidence to convict anyone. There is a list, right? And I think what happened is I don't think they want to put the list out, because if they do, I think they're going to make that person's life miserable. Because again, it's about a due process in America. And if you say someone's on that list, you just automatically thinking they're a the P word, and they're bad people. And I'm not saying they are or they're not. But again, because there's not enough evidence, a lot of people thought that it wasn't a lot of people thought that they lied about the list and everything. There is a list, but they just don't have enough evidence. So here's what I think that happened, okay, with Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Dan Bongino. I think Pam Bondi found out really quick that there are more powerful people out there than Donald Trump. And there's a mechanism out here that I don't care who you are, including Donald Trump, you just can't touch it. And there's certain people you just can't mess with. Now, let me say this real quick. Let me get this out of the way. Do I think Donald Trump was on that list? No, I don't. Do I think there's a possibility of it? Yes, a very small, little possibility. But if he was on that client list, let's just say he was, because a lot of Democrats are saying that now, that's their talking point, even though they're not making a too big of a deal out of it, because again, a lot of these Democrats were probably on that list too. A lot of Republicans too. And a lot of powerful people, man, because this country is ran on some very evil and wicked things, okay? If Donald Trump was anywhere near that list, let's just say, I don't care who else was on the list as a Democrat, I think they would have threw everybody on the Democrat Party under the bus to get Donald Trump. I just think they would have. So I don't think he was on it. Plus he campaigned a little bit on, not campaign, but he talked about releasing the Epstein list and everything else. When he was talked to in certain interviews, like Lex Friedman and some other interviews, he was asked that question. But you can tell he was a little uncomfortable when he was answering that. Just like he's always been uncomfortable with the Robert John F. Kennedy situation, and a little bit with the Dr. Martin Luther King stuff, and also the 9/11 files and everything else. This stuff goes deep, guys. And these people that are in the word that I can't use, these dark figures, I'll just say, are very, very, very powerful people, man. And these are people that I don't care. You just can't mess with them. These are people that don't care about money. They care about power. So when Pam Bondi got in, I just think what happened was she figured out real quick that this ain't just regular law and order. This ain't, oh, I'm just gonna go in here and get the list and all that. Nah, it's much deeper than that. Do I think the Biden administration maybe cleaned up a little bit before they got there? Absolutely. I think they did the same thing with the JFK stuff. I think they did the same thing with Martin Luther King stuff and also the other stuff too. But here's the thing, right? Trump was already in office the first time. How come he didn't do it the first time? You know, I'm not talking about the client list. I'm talking about JFK files and stuff. Why didn't he do it? He said he was going to do it. He didn't do it. Why didn't he arrest Hillary Clinton? Why? There's a reason why, guys. You know what I mean? There's some people that just cannot be touched, man. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Joe Biden, before he left office, what did he do? He gave a blanket pardon to a bunch of people that weren't even charged with anything. Now, why would you do that? You know what I mean? They were accusing Donald Trump of that. He was going to do that in, I think it was 2017 or 18 when they had his sons on trial for doing nothing, by the way. They covered up the Hunter Biden laptop and everything. And I got to be very careful how I say this stuff, guys, because I'm still on YouTube. But Biden did that. And YouTube, I'm only stating facts. Biden did give a blanket pardon to a bunch of people that weren't even tried yet because he knew they would be tried. Also, do you guys think that Donald Trump is going to go in there and investigate the 2020 election? Which we know, guys. We know, okay? I don't think so. I think they should. You know, I don't care what the media says about, oh, he's just doing this for political this and that, and he's just trying to this and that, and, you know, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously 90% of the coverage of Trump is bad. It's negative. You know what I mean? But again, there's just certain entities you just cannot touch in this country and in the world, okay? Just saying. The presidency is almost like I'm not going to say it's a fake power, and it doesn't really have power, because it does to a certain extent, because you have to make the little people like us believe that there is somebody in power. But trust me, there are people out here that are a lot more powerful and have more money, more powerful than Donald Trump, and have more money than Elon Musk. Let's just say that, okay? A lot more, okay? They can buy and sell Elon Musk in their front pocket. Seriously, guys. And this guy's worth 400-something billion. So that's what I think happened. I think Pam Bondi got in there and she started stalling, and she started basically lying, saying that she had this and that, and she went into damage control. You know what I mean? Now, let me just say this, right, real quick, okay? It's one thing to say you're gonna do something. It's another thing to do it when you're in that position. I'll give you an example. If I don't know, saw an MMA fighter on TV, and I was like, oh man, I can kick his ass or something. Oh, I could do that, and talking all this shit or whatever. He's a little guy, you know, because I'm 280 pounds. Let's just say I saw a guy that's 180 pounds. He's 100 pounds lighter than me. Oh, I can kick his ass and blah, blah, blah. And I live in Las Vegas, and I see these guys all the time. You imagine if he watched one of my videos and he walked up to me and said, hey, you said you can kick my ass. Let's go try it out real quick. Now, number one, I'm like, oh shit, I can't kick his ass. And number two, he's gonna kick my ass. Okay, I think that's what happened with Cash Patel and Dan Bongino and Pam Bondi. They talked a good game before they got the job, but they all of a sudden reversed it when they got the job. And I mean, and if you don't see that, again, it's one thing to say something you're gonna do. It's the next thing to do it when you're in office. You could not tell Cash Patel that there wasn't a list and they were hiding it because of this and that. And I was like, oh, this is why I wanted to hire him. But I had a feeling, and again, I think Cash Patel had all good intentions, but the problem is he's working in an organism or a mechanism or an apparatus that won't let him do it. And when he goes in there, he cannot tell you how crooked everything is. He just can't. You know what I mean? The DOJ, I don't care what anybody says. I gotta be careful. Let's just say the DOJ is not the most straightforward organization, okay? Most to all three-letter organizations here in this country are not, unfortunately. Again, guys, the federal government is too big and too bloated, man. And there's a lot of powerful people controlling a lot of things they shouldn't be. And again, we talk about being a democracy. We're not a democracy, guys. We're a constitutional republic, and a lot of stuff we didn't vote for. Like, for instance, we didn't vote for the big, beautiful bill. I didn't vote for it. We voted for people that voted for it, but they represent us, right? That's why it's called a constitutional republic. We vote for the people that go up to the House and the Senate and represent us, especially the House of Representatives. And there are people out here, guys, that control these people. You know what I mean? And Elon Musk, and I'll get to him in a second, but Elon Musk thought he can just buy people. He thought he can just, you know, and again, they are prostitutes, these politicians, but parading like they care about us, they don't. But the people that are have these politicians in their pockets, let's just say they have more over them than just money. Okay, and I'll just say that. And I don't have any evidence of that, but I just think, again, I think people, when you see someone act in a certain way and I'm going to do this and do that, and all of a sudden they just completely change up. Again, man, it's very easy for us to sit here and say what we do until you're in the position. I just think these politicians are definitely compromised. I'll just say that very lightly, YouTube. But these politicians are prostitutes, and Elon Musk knows that. The problem with let me get into Elon Musk real quick. So the problem with Elon Musk is this. Elon Musk has a lot of money, and he's very, very smart at a lot of different things. He's just not a political person, and he's not a people person. Okay, politics is all about building relationships with people. And let's just say Elon Musk, because of the type of person he is and the way his brain works, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. He's just not that way. And I'm not saying he can't get along with people. He can. He's a nice guy and stuff like that. But again, his brain is for other things. You know what I mean? He's just a genius, a super, super alien genius at other stuff. But politics is a completely different thing. So he thinks because he has a bunch of money, he can just buy politicians out in the open. It doesn't work like that, man. You can't just buy politicians out in the open. I'll give you an example. There are females out here, not all females, ladies, but there are females that will accept money from men. And I'm not saying they'll accept it in exchange for a you-know-what act. I'm not talking about that. But there are girls that will accept money from men, right? And they don't have to sleep with them or nothing like that, but they will because they know that the guy's trying to get with them or something like that. And they won't come out and say, hey, I'm for sale, give me some money. But they'll hang out with the guy and talk to him, and because he's trying to, get something from her or whatever, they just have this unsaid thing that he'll give her some money, right? Now, is that a prostitute? I don't know. And then later on, they may do something later on, or that she'll, in exchange for the money, that she'll hang out with them or do something or whatever. You know what I mean? Now, a prostitute would be right out in the street. You know what I mean? You just go there and pick them up and stuff. I'm not saying there's not a couple of them out here like that, but most of them have to have some little bit of secrecy to it, right? Elon Musk is walking up to them, a regular woman that will accept money, mind you, for favors and time and stuff like that. And, he's walking up to these politicians, these very, very powerful politicians, some of them, not compared to Elon Musk, but that can get some things done. He's just walking to them and says, here's $1 million. Let's do this. Let's do it. And they're like, I can't do it that way, bro. Like, I'm right here. in the middle of the street. Everybody's watching, the cameras are on. I can't do that. And that's what Elon Musk failed to realize. That you can't just buy people out in the open. And that's where he went wrong. And him doing this America party, again, I call it the I'm mad at you party, or I'm going to get back at you party. That's all it is, because all he's doing, he's mad because Trump didn't give him the power that he wanted. Because again, no one helped Trump, monetarily speaking wise, more than Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk was the biggest donor by far, 200 something million bucks out of his pocket. And also he spent a lot of time helping Donald Trump, using his name and giving up his businesses and, doing the Doge and everything else. But Elon Musk realized that he didn't have as much power as he thought he did, because again, this is a blob, man. This is an apparatus that you can't break, and it just has so many tentacles and arms everywhere. He just thought he was going to come in and just break stuff like he does with Twitter and all these other companies. The problem is you can't run the government, the U.S. government, like a business. You can't do it. I mean, would it be nice to do that? Sure, of course it would. Trump is trying to do that now to a certain extent, but you have to work around the rules, and you have to have a little bit of charisma and know how to talk to people. You just can't come in and say, well, I'm Elon Musk, I'm going to break this and we're going to do it. It doesn't work like that, Elon. He's so used to doing that and doing whatever he wants. You just cannot do that with the federal government. I don't care how much money you have, Elon Musk. You have dust particles of money compared to the U.S. government. It's all about relativity and power and control. You have nothing on them, Elon. And they can crush Elon Musk. What could they do to Elon Musk? They could stop all of his EV stuff, not give him any money, because nobody is more subsidized on the planet, I don't think, than Elon Musk. Now, again, I'm not saying he completely needs their money and stuff like that, but he depends a lot on that. Now, who needs each other more? That's up for debate. As far as NASA using SpaceX and, Starlink and all the other stuff that he has, the cars, and, he's got some, unbelievable products that no one else on the planet can do. But again, the model is already laid for all his stuff that's there, and maybe someone else can make it for cheaper that they can control. So Elon can get crushed pretty quick, man. I think Elon needs the government more than the government needs Elon. I'm just saying, and they're much, much more powerful. And I don't care how many bodyguards and stuff he has, they can crush him, fine him, tax him, throw him in prison. Again, nobody is above the federal government, including Elon Musk, including Donald Trump. So what do I think about his party? I think it's very stupid. I think both of these things, the Epstein list, client list, and the America First party, or the America party that Elon Musk has come out with, I think this is going to be short-term stuff. I think in 6 months, nobody's going to really talk about it, because again, Donald Trump didn't need to talk about this, him or his constituents or anybody. And a lot of people are going to get angry at him, including the MAGA people are mad at him now. But he didn't need to run on that, because at the end of the day, he would have won anyways, right? Donald Trump. Do I think this is going to affect him during the midterms? Do I think a bunch of people from MAGA, because again, this is happening all this at the same time. He starts the America First party. Elon Musk is mad. Before that, he was mad and said that Trump was on the list. He took that down, which was very slanderous to say that. And I don't care. I like Elon Musk and everything, but if I was Trump, I would never deal with that guy again. If somebody comes out and says that, you know that they're not the most logical thinker, and they think emotionally. I've had people in my life that were cool people. I liked them, but you see their adversity when they get angry at something. They'll start calling you all kind of names and all this other stuff. I said, nope, I'm done with that. Because we'll get along 90%, 99% of the time, but when you're mad, you're just gonna blow it up and go off the deep end. You're gonna blow the whole thing up. And that's the type of person you don't want in any kind of relationship. Just stay away from those people, man. That's what I do. I wouldn't forgive him if I was Trump. I would not forgive Elon Musk for that, because again, you can't take something back like that. Basically saying the man was a pedophile and you had your children around him and all that. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So short term with the America First or America Party, I think it was stupid for Elon Musk to do it, because again, if he really cared about cutting the debt and saving money and stuff like that, then he should have went along with the Libertarian Party. They already been established for 50 years, I think since 1975. So he should have been with them. He should have funded them. They already got plenty of people on there, and he should have got with them, but he didn't. He decided, I'm so powerful, I'm gonna start my own party, America Party. And he did do the poll, and a lot of people did vote, And I think it was like a 2-to-1 vote that they said yes. The problem is when it comes to voting time, are they going to vote for this party? Is it going to get any electoral votes? I don't think so. The only people that are going to be part of this party, in my personal opinion, are a couple of Democrats that are very, very central, or centrist Democrats that are not like on the crazy plantation, that don't really have a home, that don't think Elon Musk is a Nazi. You remember that? They think he's a Nazi. Never Trumpers. Do I think anybody from MAGA is going to come? Maybe. Not at first when he did it, but now that a few of them are mad about Trump not doing the Epstein list, because a lot of people, believe it or not, that was like their number one thing, to get, the people on the Epstein client list arrested. And a few of those may, if voting started today and he had a candidate, a few of them may vote for his candidate. But the problem is he doesn't even have a candidate. All he's talking about is a few Senate and a few House seats. And that's fine for 2026, Elon, but what are you going to do for 2028? Who's going to run for your president? You know what I mean? And again, that's all short-term thinking, all emotional thinking. And then he'll get a few Republican neocons that want war, that won't do it and act like they're fiscally conservative and stuff like that. And a lot of people will take Elon Musk's money. They may not sleep with him, if you will, like the girl I talked about, but they'll definitely take his money. Will it be enough to make a dent? No, I don't think so. I don't think there'll be enough MAGA when it comes in a year and a half from now, in 2026, November 2026, in the midterms. I don't think that'll do it. I don't think so. So I think it's a waste of time. I think it's stupid as hell. And I think at the end of the day, it'll be a nothing burger when it's all said and done. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't know if I covered everything or not. Let me know if you got any questions about that. I got the live tonight. Stay tuned for that. 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. But, Trump is doing his best he can. Obviously I didn't think he was going to do the Epstein client list. Do I think he was on it? No. But he is trying to do the best he can to stop inflation. Sometimes he says, there's no inflation and all this other stuff. That's a lie. There's always inflation. Anytime the money's being printed, there'll be inflation. And also when it comes to national debt, do I think that the big beautiful bill is going to pay off or lower the national debt? Absolutely not. Will it slow down the rate of money printing and how fast the debt goes up? If all goes to plan, and again, this is a 5 to 10 years out, I think it may slow down the rate of it, maybe. But that's the best case scenarios. It's still, the system is still broken. They're still printing money, and we still spend too much at the end of the day. But there is one thing that we can use today that'll stop that. And for you guys that came to my channel here to listen to me talk about Elon Musk and the Epstein list, pay attention to this before you go. We are in a serious debt crisis right now, guys. We spend $7 trillion a year, and we only make $5 trillion a year. We're at $37 trillion in debt. And again, I think it's going to be more here soon. And inflation is getting out of control. The rate of inflation has slowed down, but there's still going to be inflation no matter what. There's only one way, guys, to stop this. Doesn't matter about the Epstein client list. It doesn't matter about the Elon Musk stupid America party. Doesn't matter about that. It matters about your generational wealth, breaking this system, paying off the national debt, and stopping inflation. And there's only one way to do that, guys. And if you don't know what it is, and for the people that are in the back not listening or not paying attention, here's a little hint. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.